What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on my channel. Now you'll notice, well, I am at work. I've got my old blue jumper on. I've not got my normal uniform on. This is one of my old jumpers from last year. We change colour every year, don't ask why. Anyway, I'm at work. Not that you can tell, today's a Saturday. Now, that's very, very rare for me. I do not work Saturdays or Sundays for that matter. So, Nath, why are you at work, you might be thinking? Well, I'm not working on your guys' car today. I'm working on my own. Probably see that big old thing behind me? Yep, that's mine. So today we're doing a couple of modifications / preparation for a trip that I've got coming up in this. So in around 2 weeks time or so, me and my family, we're planning on taking that big thing and we're doing a little bit of a Europe trip in it. So quite a big thing for me. I've drove to Germany many times. I've been to Nürburgring probably 5 times. I've drove there in my recovery truck. I've drove there in cars, drove back. But I've never ventured any further out abroad than that driving. So this is a first for me. I've had this thing probably about a year. I've been various places. I've been to Wales and a few campsites dotted around in England and stuff, but I've never been abroad with it, so it's a first for me. So today we're doing some preparation. So what is that? One of the things, the tyres on it are the Michelin Cross Climate Camper tyres or something like that, but they are the original tyres. So this is a 2018 model, and those tyres are the original tyres. So I am going with my dad. My dad's got a motorhome as well. I'm taking my missus. And I've got 2 young kids, 2 daughters. They're also coming with me. One of them's 3, and one of them is not even 1 yet. So yeah, we've got to make sure this thing's right. I don't want to end up stranded in mountains. So my dad said to me, one of the things says, check them tyres, make sure they're not cracked. I was like, nah, they're fine. There's loads of tread on them. But when I looked at them closely, they are all perished on the sidewalls, and the tread. So they're going today. That's one of the jobs. So job 1 is we're putting 4 tyres on it. On the Swift group on Facebook that I'm on, I've seen a few people running all-terrains, and now I didn't know whether to just get normal. I certainly weren't putting Michelins back on, that's for sure. They're £180 per tyre. So I weren't putting them back on, not for some standard road tyres. Now the BF Goodrich ones are probably even more than that. They're like 200 quid a tyre, I think. But they're also, I found these Maxxis Worm Drive all-terrain tyres. So they're what I've gone for. I've gone for them on I searched like on the Facebook forum. Said to people, like reading people's comments what they drive like, some people saying, yeah, they're not too bad, they get rid of somewhat crashing actually because they're less harsh. So I thought, you know what, boom, I'm going to give them a whirl. So I have got four all-terrain tyres. They're upstairs. I'll show you them in a minute because my tyre machine's upstairs on my mezzanine floor. The other job, when we went away once with my dad, we ended up stopping in a motorway service or something like that. Can't remember where we were going. Well, we went down to Devon. And we drove down night before. We ended up hitting a bit of traffic or something, so we ended up just pulling in a motorway service and we just roughed it for night. I mean, I said roughed it, it's not exactly roughing it in that, is it? It's basically my house on wheels, so yeah. We pulled in motorway services. One thing I noticed was the leisure battery on this is not fantastic at all. It lasted about a night and then it was flashing at me telling me that the battery was poor condition, so I thought, you know what, when we do a Euro trip, that's no good, because we've got absolutely nothing booked whatsoever. We've just got the ferry booked. We're getting off the ferry. Once we get off the other side, we're going to see which way the sun's shining, and that's the way we're heading. Honestly, I promise you, we haven't got anything booked. So leisure batteries are a must. So that is job 2 today. Job 2 is I'm upgrading the leisure batteries. And also job 3 is just want to get a bit of a wash. It's a big old thing to wash at home on my drive. I thought I'll just bring it down to the garage. I've got a better jet wash here. I've got a diesel powered steam cleaner here, so we've got hot water on demand. I'm just going to get a bit of a wash, really, just smarten it up. So yeah, that's it. That's my 3 jobs for today. Maybe should I take you for a tour? This is a bit of a difference. So if you're new to my channel, or if you're a regular watching my channel, regulars will know that this is completely not the type of video I normally do. I am a fabrication shop. I build fabrication stuff for cars, exhausts, and all that sort of jazz. If you're interested in car content, flick over to my other videos. You'll find tons of car content. If you're new here, this is not really the type of video I'll be doing often. So maybe enjoy this one and bounce. Maybe catch you next time in another camper video. But yeah, let's give a little tour. So let's talk a little bit about it. What is it? It is a Swift Escape, and it's a 695 model, I believe. Yep, a Swift Escape 695 model. There are various models of this. This is the shorter one. So when I was looking for this, I had some requirements. I needed one that didn't have a big overhang on the back, because my driveway is quite a steep incline. I didn't want to be tail striking every time I was trying to pull it up driveway, so that was a must. This one was perfect because it didn't have much overhang. Long wheelbase. It's actually on my ramp at the moment. I've had some campers on this ramp, but this one is just taking the biscuit. I'm not going to send this up on ramp. I don't know if you can probably see, it's on, but barely on. There's no way I'm sending that thing up in air and standing underneath it. That is sketch. So I am unfortunately going to have to roll it back to jack it up to do these tyres. What else we talk about on this? So inside the layout for me, was perfect. Like I said, I've got 2 young kids, one's 1 year old, one's 3 year old. So in the back of here, we've got a bunk beds and we've got a double drop bed that drops from roof, which is absolutely perfect for us. It's the perfect setup. Bunk beds at back, my 3-year-old daughter loves it in the bunk beds. I'm not gonna lie, so do I like it in bunk beds. So I usually send Mrs. up in double bed with younger daughter, and then me and my eldest daughter, we just bunk it out. She'll either be on top bunk or I'll be on top bunk. I like it on bunks. I get a good night's sleep, and my missus will tell you the same, to be fair. The beds in this thing are unbelievable. We have better night's sleep in here than we do at home. So let's take you inside, shall we? Let's take you for a little tour. Also, one thing to note is it's a champagne model, this one. So difference between a champagne model, it were a Brown Hill special. You get a few little extras. So the front of it's bronze coloured, like a goldy bronze coloured. Inside there is some differences as well. Let's take you for a tour. So it is a bit of a mess in here because I haven't got all cushions back on. Obviously my daughters do have to travel in car seats, so the good thing about this is it's got rear facing belts. So there's 2 belts here for 2 passengers. So my youngest daughter goes here in her car seat. My eldest daughter goes in this one here. She loves it. She literally just sits here with her feet up like Lady Muck. She'll have got all her toys and sweets or whatever she's got on windowsill, and she's got her iPad or whatever, and she just sits there like Lady Muck. Now there is some pillars that usually go here when you take the seat off, and you can hide all belts and stuff, make it look nice. Obviously drivers and passenger seat, captain seat, so they spin around for seating. There is a table here. We only put that up for like meal times and stuff. So this is one thing I was saying about the champagne model. Look, you do get, it's slightly different stitching in the seats. You get like a champagne stitched in, and you get different carpets and stuff. I do believe that I am missing these carpets when I bought it. See how you got one up front there? I'm led to believe that there should be some other ones that lead through here, but I haven't got them, so I'm gonna have to get some of those custom made at some point. They're just some throws. The throws are for, because I've got kids. Look at the state of these seats. You can, I mean, on camera it looks horrendous here. It doesn't look that bad in person, but you can see all these rings here. It's just inevitable when you've got kids spilling drinks and stuff. So yeah, it really winds me up. So we have we have throws for meal times and stuff. Then in here is bathroom. Lights on. Bathroom in here. Just some empty bottles on for it. Everything's a mess at the moment. I need to sort it all out. But that's just usually what we carry a bit of fresh drinking water in. The sink, mirror. Hey, morning. Here's another little modification what I've done to this previously. So these are your ladders to get into your beds. Now, when I first bought this, and apparently it's a common thing, you just chuck them on bunk bed, which is a horrible idea. Just looks terrible. So I got a couple of these clips off the internet, and I've screwed them to the bathroom wall. Tell me that ain't neat. Also, same with table pole. That was just chucked on bed. None of that. Got some clips off internet. Screwed that into here. So you might think, yeah, it does look a bit of an eyesore though, Nath. But you think here we've got towel rail. When your towels are on there, you can't even tell. So all those towels are just up in here at the moment. Toilet rolls and towels and stuff. Right, what's next? Oven. Oven, we've practically used this once, I'll be honest. We got caught out with a bit of a rainy day and we've cooked a pizza in it once. Other than that, we don't really use it in all honesty. We have a Kadak, so cooking outside and stuff. Tea towels are under there because this thing rattles like crazy when you're driving. Drives me up wall. Sink. Fridge, not switched on at the moment, fridge. And the all important beers. Have some beers in there. Also, I usually wrap all my beer bottles up in a towel to stop them rattling. Then we've got a couple of storage cupboards and stuff. It's a nice thing. It really is a nice thing. So here's the bunk beds. Probably thinking, what a mess. It looks like a tip up there. That's because I had trouble finding the leisure battery. I didn't know where it were. A lot of them are under driver's seat looking on forums, but on mine, well, you can probably guess where mine is, judging by I've got everything off bottom bed onto top bed. Mine is under there, right down there. So that's where we're going to be upgrading it. But we'll get to that later on, and we'll put up bed back together and I'll show it you all done properly nice. You're probably thinking, so where's your bed then? Well, that's the nice thing about this. This is tall enough for me to stand underneath, by the way. It's close, not going to lie. It's close to my head, and I can touch my head on it. But that's where our bed is. Now, it does go a little bit higher than that. But the compromise why it's so low is because I just leave the bedding on there, leave the pillows on there, leave the bedding on there, and it just sits probably like 2-3 inches lower. Just saves making bed every time. Now when you're tired, you just press button, boop, drop it down, and you're straight in bed, no messing. So I can live with a 2 or 3 inch lower drop to have bed made all the time. So usually these are all made nice as well. As I said, at the moment, everything's just chucked off bottom bunk onto top bunk. Usually that's all made up really, really nice, and it's all ready for kids just to get in bed. A few other little bits here as well. Look, we've got telly, TV. Which way am I going? Hang on. We've got a TV here. Nice, sit and watch that at night time. Usually I sit over there in captain's chair with my feet up like Lord Muck, watching telly while my missus runs around. She'll tell you the same. She's always like, are you glued to that chair? It's just gaffer's chair, love. Right, a couple of storage cupboards, and yeah, there's not much else to see inside. That is motorhome life. Not as posh as a caravan inside, not as big, but the benefits are I can take this driving round Italian roads, which is what I plan on doing very shortly. So let me show you our bed. I'll just quickly show you our bed, and then we're going to get on with these tyres. So they do have like a safety strap on, so I'll just undo them. Like when you're driving, so bed doesn't drop down. I think it was actually a recall on these, to be fair. I think they had a problem with this, and they put these like straps on as a recall to stop bed dropping while you're driving. Pull them off. The button here and a handle. Press this button, press this handle, and it'll drop down like that. So I've got car chairs there at the moment, so I can't drop it all the way down. But up there is a double bed with pillows, with quilt, everything ready to go. It drops all the way down once that chair's not there. Pretty nice. Really like that about this. In fact, that's what sold it me this. I walked in, I seen the layout, and I was just like, boff, that's the one. Get this back up then, let's get on with these tyres. Just before I take them off, I'm going to try and show you what I mean. See these splits here, look, inside walls. Pretty bad they are. You think this weighs 3.5 ton, and we're going to be driving along. You see it really bad here, look as well. We're going to be driving a long way. I've got my 2 babies and my missus in car with me. I definitely don't want a blowout. In terms of tread, such a shame, because tread on these things, they're like brand new. They are literally like brand new, front and back. And like I said, they are Michelin's, but I can't be risking a blowout, so they've got to go. Let's get on with it. Look at them bad boys. Even if they are a little bit noisier, they're worth it. They're gonna look bad boy. Off-road camper van. Let's get this one back on and let's get the rest of them done. The best of the 4, to be fair. Not much perishing on this. If any of you are wondering how I know that these are the original tyres, I mean, I'm pretty sure this is right. I was a tyre fitter for a long time when I was younger, but my memory serves me right. So you've got a dot code. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera, but it says 0917. So by my reckoning, I think that means the 9th week of 2017 is when them tyres were made. So this is a 67 2018 registered. Them tyres have never been changed. They are the originals. Such a shame because the tread is literally brand fire new. Probably 7mm tread on them. Just goes to show you, it's not always the tread what ruins the tyre's life. Sometimes the tyres will perish before the life of them's out. These probably would have been alright. Is it worth the risk with 2 kids on board? Not in my eyes. Let's keep going. that. How much better do they look? I'm just hoping it doesn't sound like an old army Land Rover on road. We'll see. Some people that had done it said it weren't too bad, said it were louder, or it were bearable. It is a noisy thing anyway. Also, just give me opportunity to answer a question which may or may not be ringing around people's heads. So, you're probably thinking, Nathan, why have you put 4 on it when it's only front wheel drive? Well, that's a very good question. The reason why I've put 4 on it when it's only front wheel drive is because if I do end up on a snowy mountain road, it's actually quite important to have as much grip on the back end as it is on the front end. If you end up on a snowy, icy road and the back end starts losing grip and sliding down a mountain, you may as well not bother putting front ones on. So that's the reason why I've put 4 on it. Even though the back wheels are not driving, it is very important for them to still have grip. So that's why I've put 4 on. Okay, next up then, what's his next job? Next job is let's upgrade the leisure batteries. So here's a pile of parts, what you're going to need if you want to do this. This may or may not vary from vehicle to vehicle. This is what I've ordered for mine, and I think it's going to do the job. We'll find out in due course. So let's have a little talk about battery specs. Now, the battery what's on this is an 80 AH battery. So in other words, it's an 80 amp leisure battery. Now, it's an old leisure battery as well. Looks to me like it may also well be the original one, or if it isn't the original one, it's not very new, I don't think. And because they're always on charge type thing, they don't really last that long. And I think it's just a standard battery as well. It's not an AGM battery. So this is an AGM battery. So it's not a lead acid. So what have I got here then? I'm upgrading from an 80 amp to 2 110s. And what we're going to do is we're going to link them. We're going to link them parallel. So when you... I think it's parallel. I think you call it parallel. May well be series. Don't know. One of the two, either way. I'll have to Google it and check. I'll put it on screen, the correct one. So there is parallel, there is series. I think what I'm doing is linking it in parallel. So that is where you link positive to positive, negative to negative, and then you'll have the original vehicle wire that'll come in, and obviously we'll pick up off one of the batteries. So what does that do then? Linking both of them together will give us a 220 amp leisure battery setup, because both batteries will be linked together. Now you must be very careful when you're doing this. Don't ever link positive to negative, because you can do that, but the other downside of that is that then doubles the power to 24 volt. So if we link that positive to that negative, that will give us, and then obviously vice versa, that would give us a 24 volt battery pack, which we don't want. Will kill everything inside. Everything's designed to work on 12 volts. So you must link positive to positive, negative to negative. That gives you the same voltage, so 12 volt, but double the amperage. So 220 amp in my case. This is not going to be a simple modification as such, because I've measured the gap in the back where mine is. I am going to have to do some cutting. I am going to have to make a plate and a cover and stuff. So I'm going to explain that to you now. I'm going to take you in and we'll show you. Really, I should have done tyres afterwards, because now I'm all mucky from doing tyres and I've got to work in here. So click power on. Dimmer level is set to 100. Put some lights on just so we can see what we're doing. Obviously when we take the battery pack off, we're not going to be able to see a thing. So actually, that's a good thought. Let me just go and grab an hand light, because when I turn the lights off, the power off, I'm not going to be able to see anything. Try not to get muck and oil everywhere. Oh, my missus will kill me if I get oily fingerprints all over in here. She'll have to clean it. Alright, let's try and make a bit of space. Ow! Ow! That hurt. Right. Try and avoid that happening again. Wedge that up with a chair. There we go. Oh, that hurt. So I've already stripped this down, as you can see. This used to be the original battery perch. So this was screwed to the floor with screws, and then the battery sat inside it to stop it sliding. We're not going to have that same issue on these two big batteries, because they're twice as big. So here's my original one. Just move that out of the way. This was... Let me try and pan you down so you can see what I'm doing. So that was the cover, what used to go over it, like that, just on magnetic strips, sat in corner. Very neat, very nice. Let's take that out of the way also. So that battery sits in there, sits sideways. Now the other ones that I've got are twice as big as this one. See, that's a really puny battery. I'm going to sit these ones long ways, but... Now there is a but. I am going to have to cut this hole a little bit bigger, which is scaring me a little bit. It doesn't matter if it's a little tiny bit rough. You're never going to see it anyway. It's underneath the bottom bunk bed. You're never going to see it, but I am going to try and keep it as nice as possible. So let me get a light in here so we can see what we're doing. Oh, that's better. That's better. I've got to get in this hole underneath this bed to disconnect that, take it out of the way. Now I'll go back outside, I'll grab us other batteries. Look at dust under here as well. Needs a right over underneath here, it does. But we'll worry about that in a minute. Here's his original connections then. Just a simple positive and negative. So that's going to be easy. That's going to be easy to reconnect. We are going to have to cut these off, and we are going to have to put some eyelets on these original wires. Pan you up so you can see. We are going to have to cut these wires. We have to put some eyelets on it because it looks to me like they're soldered to these ones. So we're going to get rid of them. We're going to put some eyelets on, crimp them on. Then we can link them to a new battery. Right, let me go and get a 10mm spanner. I'll undo this one, get it out of the way, and then I'll come back in with new ones, and we'll see what we're going to have to cut, because I know for a fact we're going to have to cut down here. I know them batteries are not going to fit in there, but we're about to find out. Right, here's one of them then. So they are going to stick out about that far. So I've got a decision to make. Do I cut more wood out and sit them sideways? Might be better. Yeah, it's about the same amount that I need to cut out, in all honesty. Oh, it's so close, that. Actually, that one pretty much fits in there. So that's handy to know. So if you do own a 695 like mine, and you were wondering, a 110 AH battery fits straight in the original hole. Obviously I need to put two of them in there, so look at that. Right, that answers that question. I think I'm going to sit the other one to about here, really. Yeah, I'll just sit them like that. So yeah, if you do own a 695 and you're looking to upgrade, now you know, it will fit straight in there. Your original battery cover would fit on and everything. I am still going to put two on. The reason I want two on, because if we do end up spending a couple of days off grid, I do not want to be caught short with two kids. So I am going to still put two on. Just let me go and grab the other one. We'll sit them side by side, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do mounting wise. So there's the second battery. Now I am going to have to mount them to the floor. Luckily I am a fabricator by trade, so I'll be able to make a little bracket what mounts it to the floor very easily. Not too concerned about that. It was just more the covers really. I did buy some wood to make a cover. Whether or not I will, don't know. Anyway, let's get to linking them, shall we? Let's get to linking them. So, what have I got in my little package? I will put links to all this in the description. I think I got all of it off Amazon actually, but I would have to check. I can find out for you if you were interested and you did want to know. Let me just zoom you out. I think you zoomed in. A little bit, there we go. Zoomed you out a little bit. So clamps are different sizes. I don't know if you can see. Got a minus symbol. That one's got a plus symbol. That's because they're different sizes. So that one goes for there. And that one goes on there. They are tapered. Does it make any difference? Yes, they are tapered, so they only go one way also. That's both the right way. We'll do the second back. That one on there. And that one on there. Okay, let's see which way is going to fit best for these then. So really I want that to be, yeah, I want that to face that way like that. And then the next one to also face like that. So they're both going to go out. cable's going to loop right. In fact, it might be better. Nah, it can't. It's got to go that way. Alright, that's that then. It's got to go that way. There's no other way for it to go. Let's just make sure the cable reaches. Just remember to be careful when you are working with a battery. Just make sure you don't, once they're linked in situ, so if that one was already linked and then this one, if you did end up touching that, if this was connected to the body, that is, you can short it quite easily, so just be super careful of that. Alright, that wants to go that way. I am just doing this loose lift at the moment. I'm going to go around and tighten them all up after, just making sure it actually is going to fit where I want it to fit. Which it looks like it should. On the factory wiring loom, we've got a plug. I'm going to disconnect that plug and we're going to take this over to Vice. We're going to take these ends off of here, put some different ends on, and then we are literally ready to connect it up, make a bracket. Here's a little eyelet kit then, and a crimper. Can't take credit for this, this is not mine, I have borrowed it. So shout out me pal Lee from SDL, who's kindly lent me this kit to do what I need to do. I could have probably kept these original by keeping these on there, and see you've got in the middle, you've got these like little spaces. I could have probably slipped my my new link pipe in between, my goodness, my new link wire in between them, but a little bit of bodge, I think I'm going to prefer it this way. So not only that, this cable's miles long, so it's not going to be an issue. We've got plenty of room to work with. So let's cut these ends off, strip them back, and we'll crimp 2 new eyelets on. These are awesome. If you don't own a pair of these, get some. Light work. Probably stripped that way too long in all honesty. I'll have to trim that down a little bit. Okay then, so what ends have we got here? Let's have a little look through this kit, see what ends I've got. Looking at that, I'd say about that's my size. Still too long, trim a bit more off. I've never used this, so I've no idea how it works. No idea. Come along with me for the first time. Guessing you hit it with a hammer. Or squeeze it in vice, one or two. Absolutely no idea. Do you hit it with a hammer? Do you squeeze it with vice? I think we'll try squeezing it in vice. Looks like it worked to me. That's on there pretty good. Quite a nifty little tool, isn't it? Cool. Let's do the other one. Sweet. Right, there's his 2 outlets. Go back in, plug it in, connect it to the battery, make sure Van's happy with it. If it is, make a little mount plate to hold batteries to the floor. And then maybe I'll have a look at making a cover. I haven't really got anything at work to cut the wood with. Don't know, maybe. I've got the wood here, I just haven't really, I'm not a joiner, so I haven't really got a circular saw or anything. And if I try and do anything by hand, it's going to make a right old mess of it in it, so don't know. We'll see about that. Let's get this connected first. Plug this back in then. And this wire, let's not knock that off. This wire is insanely long. So let's bury some of it back in this cupboard where it lives. Sorry guys, my battery went on my camera, so I've had to just make these without showing you. As you can see there, look, all I've done is just made a couple of little brackets just to hold battery down, screwed to the floor, pretty much exactly like the original one were. Now, I am running out of time today. I forgot I've got a birthday party to go to today, so I do need to make a wood enclosure that will stick back on them original magnets. Fortunately, today I am just out of time. In all honesty, I probably won't get time to do that until after my trip now, but it's all good. Battery's screwed down, we're safe. That one can't go anywhere, it can't go left, right, can't come in and out. This one now can't go anywhere. We're safe, we've got terminal covers on there, so it'll be fine for my trip at that, absolutely fine. Last thing to do now is hoover all this muck out with my little G-Tech, and let's get a wash and get off home, because I've got a... My missus is chewing my ear hole because we've got a party. Oh, won't be using G-Tech. Battery's flat. Come on. Right, that's that then. I'm hoping to get all this back together to get bed down and everything, but that's Mrs.'s job now. Mrs. will have to hoover that out and get all the wipe down when I get home with it. I've got to wash it outside. Right, let's get washing. Flat what I keep in here. Here we are with Big Dog. Got shark art. Look at muck under here. The reason it's so mucky under here is because we're not scrubbers. It's because we use this as under storage. So I have got 2 kids. We put 2 prams underneath here and just all kids crap really. I just usually chuck it all underneath here. As you can see, over the last 9 months or so I was owning it. Just built up. So here I am. I'm going to get shark in there. I'm going to clean all that mess out. And then when we get back from this trip, it'll be all nice and neat for me to build a securing box to go over the top of a securing box. What would you even call it? A covering box to go over the top of them. Just to neaten things up. It will be absolutely fine like that, completely safe. But I am going to make a covering box for it just to make it look nice, really. Right, let's get hoovering. So the only reason I'm giving it a wipe is because we're not going to put prams under here for his trip. We're going to put our suitcases under here because we have got a wardrobe in here, but it's not massive. Not for all of us as a family for 3 weeks, which is how long we're going for. So yeah, we're gonna put our suitcases under bed because bed just lifts up. So we're gonna live out of our suitcases, put some kids stuff and probably like a pair of jeans or whatever in wardrobe. Well, that's why I'm wiping it under here, making it nice and clean. And you're probably thinking, well, where are you gonna put prams then? Well, that's the next thing. On the back, we've got a bike rack. I think I showed it you earlier. I've got a bike rack on the back of it. Obviously, I ain't taking bikes, so my plan was to try and strap a few things on back, like pram and storage box, really, to put some stuff in. That's my plan. Whether it works, we shall see in a couple of days, because I am sort of over this weekend now. I am gonna get everything packed in here. So I am working. I'm going Friday, and I am working Thursday, so I don't want to be doing stuff after work when I've been at work all day. So my plan is I'm going to try and get everything done over this weekend and then really just ready to get in it and go on Friday. So we do have a wardrobe as well. We've got this cupboard here, which is a nice little wardrobe. We've got some clothes in there from last time we used it, and then pants and socks in the bottom bit there. So yeah, if we have got a decent sized wardrobe, I would have thought, but just bear in mind there's me, there's my missus, and I've got 2 young ones, so you know what women are like. I have no chance, I have no chance of having any wardrobe when you're going with 3 women. They'll take that over, no problem. And we've got various other cupboards usually in here though. I just keep food in here and stuff, and there's all cereals and stuff, whatnot. Another cupboard here. There's full of cupboards in here. There's loads of cupboards. So a minute there's just note in there, some kids' socks, young ones' nappies. There's plenty of storage space, and there's more cupboards there under that, and there's cupboards down at the bottom here, and there's cupboards up here, cupboards all over Shank. So yeah, I'm no shortage of space. Boom, there's all bed made back up. Our missus will probably have to give it a bit of a touch over. Won't be up to her standards, you know what women are like, but it's good enough for me. That's best bed in the house, believe me. I have better night's sleep in there than I do in any bed at all. It's so comfy and cozy in there, it's unbelievable. It's like, it can either be the warmest place in the house or it can be the coldest. So if it's warm, you just leave this open. It's quite chilly, you know, because you look like lent up against back at camper van here. It's quite cool then. But you know, if it's freezing cold, also it can also be the warmest place because you've got a heating duct literally straight here what blows in that, and it's kind of like blows it back into there. So yeah, best bed in the house. That I much prefer being in there than I do prefer being up there in double bed. This one's alright as well. Top bunk's alright, but problem is if you're up like me, if you've been up booze all night and you need a piss every 5 minutes, you have to keep getting up and down the ladder. I much prefer it if our young one's up there and I lay in here. So what we'll do now is we'll put the suitcases underneath bed, which I'll just lift up. There you go. The suitcases will be under there. And then whenever you've got what you want, drop bed back down. Bosh. Easy as that. That's where we'll be living for the next 3 weeks very shortly. Tuck that back in there just because it looks a bit nicer. I'm going to finish this video up there, guys. Really appreciate you watching. Like I say, if you are interested in this, if you're one of my regular followers, or if you're new to this channel, yeah, let me know. If you want me to take my camera with me, if you'd like to see me going through Europe, I don't know where we're going to end up. Probably maybe Spain, maybe Italy. Who knows? Don't know. Let me know. Yeah, if you're going to be interested in seeing it, I'll take my camera and I'll make a video on it when I'm back, or make a couple of videos on it when I'm back. It's going to be an enjoyable trip, I'm sure. Going to be an adventure for me and kids. Not sure my missus is quite looking forward to adventure. She's more, she prefers to have things booked and stuff. I'm more than happy to just wing it in this. I mean, we've got plenty of living space. We're not going to be hard up. If we do have to rough it, end of a road, don't matter, does it? We've got house weirs sort of thing. So yeah, I'm going to finish up this video here. I'm going to splash shark round here. I'm going to give everything a good wipe down, make sure it's all ready to go, ready to put his clothes in. And yeah, off we go very shortly. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out. Catch you in the next one.
Just the two of us.